My name's Corey. I've been around since the second wave of field work with the Kia. I work for the DOC and the Kia Conservation Trust, and I'm going to talk to you about improvements that we've been doing with Kia monitoring. I guess a lot of you kind of know a little bit about what we do when we're chasing Kias around the mountains, but this will give you a bit more of an insight and how we try to make it easier. Today I'll talk to you about the tools that we're using, explain all these things, and maybe what we can plan for the future. So monitoring Kia and getting all this information is really hard work. I know there's a few of you that have come along in the hills and given it a go, but it's really Kia start nesting when there's snow everywhere. They live in the mountains. It's really hard work. So we're trying to make things easier. So we're trying to monitor, answer questions about Kia populations, about local meta population dynamics, predator control regimes, and what's the best to protect them, and all about the death recruitment, nest survival, their dispersal, and individual survival as well. So I'll talk about the tools that we're using for all those things. Since 1993, we found, I think we did for sums, was about 173 individual nests all around the South Island. And so this is a nesting Kia hole in the middle of winter, and that's me checking it out just to see what's there. So in one field season we can sort of monitor maybe up to 10 nests max for one person. That's checking them, aiming to check them every 3 weeks, and sort of maintaining cameras and batteries and memory cards and things like that. So difficulties include weather, the terrain, the scale. Sometimes a couple of 30 k's in a day on a big day. The abundance of Kia, sometimes they're not around. You need to be fit, and there needs to be money to do it all. So something that we've been trying with the census counts as well is adding these sound recorders. So we've been putting them out to compare the information from these to what humans can find as well. So you can program them to record sound at different different sensitivities throughout a certain amount of time. So we're programming them to listen during the hours of 6 to 9 in the morning and 6 to 9 at night, and that's when we're out on the hill listening to Kias as well. And once you're finished with that, you can bring it all in and put it in the computer and analyse it with some software. So that sound you just heard this is what it looks like on a sonograph here. So you can put that all through the software and it'll tell you when it hears the Kia and other birds as well. So it's pretty handy stuff. What we also do is we put, when we find a Kia nest or a nest that looks like it's going to be used, we put out trail cameras. We usually put one looking at the nest entrance and one inside the nest in the nest cavity. So the one inside the cavity will have it on a 20-minute delay. So that means that each time there's movement, it'll take 3 photos and it'll shut off for 20 minutes. And then if there's movement again after 20 minutes, it'll take another 3 photos. And the aim is to keep that going for the entire life of the brood inside, and that will show us the development as well as when any predation occurs. So in a 20-minute period, there were chicks, and then the next 20 minutes they're gone. So and then sometimes we can use the outside camera to show what happened within that 20-minute period, because they're all got they all timestamp on the photos, so you can figure that out.
How do you get proof?
They don't often get chewed, but even now and then they get turfed out and thrown down the hill. Pretty hardy cameras these ones, so they're pretty good. Here's some examples of what they show. This is a Kia nest here. The entrance is up inside here, so there's a Kia outside, and this is the same Kia nest, and there's the possum out there. Here's some more. Here's a stoat, and most of the stoats get photos during the day. And this other one is bit hard to see, but this is a stoat here, and this is a chick, and that's the mum sitting on the chick. So that was the last photo of the 3 photo set, and then the next lot of photos there's nothing in there. So that's actually nose to nose with that Kia chick. So we're getting really good information from these trail cameras. And here's some more examples of what we see. There's the stoat here, and there's that same cat here. We're also using telemetry technology to make life easier. So we've developed a nesting transmitter, so it's very similar to the Kiwi one, and it'll tell us all sorts of information about the movement of female kias and whether they're nesting or not. So the pulse rate will change from 20 pulse per minute to 40 when they're nesting, and it also gives us some information about how long they've been incubating for, and if they do die or they drop the transmitter, it'll let us know that as well, and it'll tell us how long that transmitter's been still for. So it gives us an output every 20 minutes, and this is what the outputs mean. And so it can tell us since yes, how long it's been incubating or how long it has died. It'll tell us exactly what its activity was up to 7 days ago, and that's in the amount of 10-minute periods per day for that 24-hour period. So when the activity drops a lot, it means that they're going to start nesting really. So usually you can just get a couple of outputs and you go, oh yeah, they're nesting. I'll go chase them and find them. So we've also just recently developed this thing called a nestometer. We put it outside the nest entrance, and there's a wee laser in here that is continuously, it's like a shop when you walk into a shop and it buzzes at you. And when that gets broken 10 times a day for 3 days in a row, it's an indication that that nest is being used, something's coming in and out, and it'll change pulse. And so that way we can be at the bottom of the hill and put our aerial up, and we can tell that's being used. And we can also, here it is set up, that's the nest entrance here, and that's pointing in that direction. The battery lasts about 5 years. There's 2 AA batteries in here, so they're pretty good. And John Wilkes' son invented it for a school project, and it works really well. That's great. And so for both the transmitter and the nestometer, we can use a plane to fly around and tell us what that pulse rate's been. So this plane here, we've got some aerials on it, and we put a unit in it called Sky Ranger, and that uses telemetry and computer brain power to scan for all the birds that we've got in the area, as well as those nestometers. So here's an example of when you're setting it up. We've got all our birds here with all the transmitters, and these are their home ranges. And the blue is a flight path that we tell the pilot to fly, and so he'll fly that with Sky Ranger. He doesn't have to do anything, just switch on Sky Ranger, and then that'll scan for those birds, and then when it comes back we can plug it into the computer and find out information about exactly what the birds are doing. So here's an example of 2 individual birds from a Sky Ranger. So the pink circle is the home range that we estimate for that bird. The bird icon is where we think it's centralised. And these light brown lines here is where the plane flew. The darker spots is where the Sky Ranger unit searched for that particular bird. And so for this bird you can see it flew, that's the pattern of the flight. It searched for this bird Tracy in the core area here and never got a signal. Whereas in contrast, this one here, that's the home range. It searched for it here, didn't quite get it, and these red circles are the strength of the signal when it did get a signal. So they've got a really good signal for Bennett and around where he is, and we can use that to narrow down our search when we get there on foot. So you'd probably start somewhere up here and find them in amongst those strong signals. We've also we did some help some students do some GPS tracking here. We've got some little track loggers that you take with you when you go out into the field, We pulled them apart and we made a wee harness and put it on a Kia, and we waterproofed it, and then turned it on, and the batteries last about 8 days. So that we had to catch the Kia again, which was quite hard to get it back. But we managed. There was one here, in fact, that I'd caught him and put it on, and then he was posing for photos this close to tourists, and he'd see me in the background and then just disappear. So in the end we had to get someone else to catch him. So this is the basics of it. It was a pretty simple unit, and we used our existing Kia harness to put it on. And we were able to find a Kia Nest actually just across the road up the hill with this technique. Here's a printout of what we found. There's lots of fixes from where that review. We also use some other ones that talk to satellites, and you can get the information off the computer. And that's how Josh was talking about the juvenile dispersal. That's how we got lots of that information. Here's two examples of that information. So the two different colours are two different birds, and each dot is a fix that we downloaded from the satellite. So this is where one nest was found in the nest, and that was the second one. And you can see where they spent their time. Also, we use species dogs. This is Hokey, this is Twinky's dog, and this is Mile and Ajax, and it makes life a little bit easier. Lets us know if Kias have been around or not. As you can see, he's very dog friendly, bird friendly. There's a robin sitting on his foot there. And it makes being out in the cold mountains a little bit better, having a warm companion in the tent. All the information goes into this database. That makes life really easy if you know how to use it. And it talks all sorts of other software as well. So everything to do with Kia goes into this, and we can get all sorts of stuff out of it. So here, this is our nest cavities that I was talking about earlier. There's 176 that we know of in the South Island. And you can query it, and it'll tell you that this is what happened in Kahurangi in October of 2016. So this is all the information, all the birds we saw, and so it makes it easier. The future, technology can make things a lot easier. So possibilities are endless really. That's about it.